Despite the happy faces at the finish, it was miserable out on the course at the 107th Giro dell'Emilia. 5 riders remaining from an original 6-man break were about to be caught. They were on the final climb to be taken on just before they got to the finishing circuits around Bologna itself. In the peloton and looking to win, Primož Roglič, the king of San Luca, having won here on 3 occasions. The defending champion against the new world champion, though, Tadej Pogačar. He was at the front on that penultimate climb before the finishing circuits. And Emanuel Gebrselassie of Lidl Trek was doing most of the work. The gap was down to 30 seconds. And those 3 remaining riders we mentioned, Martinelli alongside Gansabal, and the most experienced man, Benjamin Thomas, caught with 46 kilometres to go. Tom Pidcock was riding close to the front and was ready to go. Evenepoel was on the start list as well. Tiberi, Godu, former winner Chavez, as well as Bajoli, Ciccone, Jorgensen and the rest. It was a superb start list. First of 6 ascents of San Luca, and surprisingly, Evenepoel was already up there. A look around before Evenepoel himself, the Olympic champion, put on the pace, and things were starting very early indeed. A gap from around the 10th rider onwards, but most of the big names at this point still there. But a few hundred metres later, Evenepoel was done, and there was another attack, this time followed by Pogačar and Jorgensen, and a gap started to open up behind. A devilishly difficult climb, 666 arches, all the way to the top in San Luca, and already on the first ascent, through the most difficult section, Pogačar was pulling away. Jorgensen had got close, maybe too close, and he was starting to fade away. The rest of the peloton saw no reaction. Tadej Pogačar, racing in the rainbow jersey for the first time, was looking to try and win in it. Despite the poor conditions, there was mayhem, noise and full of passion. Proper Italian racing for an event that's been around since 1909. Jorgensen still in second place at this point, but Pogačar had already opened a very good gap. 30 seconds really to the rest of the group. How would it stand up? Was it too early? We already saw the week before that 100 kilometres to go. Certainly wasn't too early. The answer was looking like it was going to be no. 28 Ks to go, gap up to 45 seconds. And behind a counter-attack, Florian Lipovitz of Germany and the Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe team taking a bit of an advantage on the rest of the group. By this point, we were hearing that Remco Evenepoel had abandoned the race. One superstar less to chase down Pogačar. Inside the final 20 kilometres, and not much had changed. The gaps were getting bigger, and on the penultimate climb with just 11 kilometres to go, it was almost 2 minutes now for the world champion. The bell would ring, rain continued to fall, but we could still see the rainbow shining. Lipovitz coming through at this point, well over 2 minutes down. The rest of the group, well, they were at almost 3 minutes. A victory lap, a chance to soak up the applause and the admiration. 6 days after one of the most remarkable performances professional cycling has seen, Pogačar was doing it again. For Lipovitz, though, it was 1 lap too long. He was caught as they went inside of the final kilometre, and there were some eye-opening performances from Piganzoli and Pidcock. But it was Tadej Pogačar, turning up to a race that he'd been beaten at several times, but finally winning it, and winning it in the rainbow jersey. First race in the rainbows, and a 24th win of the season for Tadej Pogačar. Another one to add to the list as he goes ticking off on those palmarès lines. Grande indeed, Tadej Pogačar, the modern great. With transfer speculation swirling around Tom Pidcock, he put in one of his top one-day performances in recent times. Second place for him, and a career best really for Davide Piganzoli. He finished third. Michael Woods and Simon Yates made it into the top 5. But this was all about the new man in the rainbow bands. It was all about, once again, Tadej Pogačar. 2 more races for him this season in Varese and in the Giro di Lombardia. First win in the rainbow bands, and you certainly wouldn't bet against another couple before the end of his season. Tadej Pogačar on the podium in the rainbows, winning his first race in them. There may well be plenty more of those to come. His supporters delighted with that. And despite the rainy day, the rainbow prevailed at the end of it.